Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new interview on the Pokemon Premier League. I am joined today by the ever so fantastic DrSlaking. Welcome on, mate.
Thank you for having me, mate. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, not a problem, man, not a problem. There's going to be some people who watch this and some people are going to know who you are, of course, right? But for those who don't know who you are, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do.
Yeah, so I've been playing Draft League since Gen 7, I think. I don't know, I'm getting old, but I'm pretty sure since Gen 7. Been uploading since Gen 7. Yeah, just been doing Draft League battles. I did Nuzlocke and things like that back in the day, but now just Draft League battles, trying to have fun with it, just enjoying the format, enjoying the community, really.
Awesome, man, awesome, yeah. So, as you said, Gen 7, so you've had quite a bit of experience, and talking of experience, you've been doing it for quite a while, so what would you say is one of the most notable moments in your career as a Draft League player? If you had to pick one match or a moment, anything specifically?
That's a good question. The first Draft League I ever won back in Gen 7, shout out to Root, who's a commissioner, I won because Mimikyu missed a play rough against me. So my very first league title was won based purely on luck and no skill, and I've just carried on that way throughout my career. Never needed to be good, just be lucky. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I think some skills involved on your part, mate. Don't undersell yourself. I think RNG plays a big part, but so do your choices. A fair play on the win, though, man. That sounds dope. So, when did you,
thank you.
If you don't mind me asking, when did you start playing Pokemon as a franchise in general?
Funny enough, I've been writing about this. So, like, what I do outside of YouTube and stuff, doing a PhD, writing about stuff like this. So, it's been on my mind a lot lately. But I started 1999 when the first generation released here in the UK. I had just got a new stepbrother, so my mum had got a new partner. He'd brought his son with him, and we did not get on at all. So my mum bought me a copy of Pokemon Blue, him a copy of Pokemon Red, and like a link cable, and it was like, right, go be friends. And literally, like, yeah, our household was brought to like peace by Pokemon. So that's where it was started for me. It was pretty fun.
No, that's awesome. I've not asked this question to anyone, but I'll ask it you. What is your favourite generation? To play Draft League, and specifically, if you started from 7, like, what's your favourite meta?
Good question. I think that if Gen 7 had banned Z moves, that would have been the best metagame. My favourite was probably Gen 8. Yeah, okay. I think if they'd banned boots, then banned Z moves, then I think Gen 7 would have been the best.
Okay, awesome. Okay, yeah, you don't really hear many people say Gen 8, so that's really refreshing to hear. So again, you're in the Pokemon Premier League this season, and obviously we've got new Pokemon with the DLC. Is there any Pokemon that you think is going to stand out this season that you're on a watch and you think, oh, I'm going to keep an eye out for this one?
Well, I drafted Darkrai, so that one's one that I want to see. Like, I don't know if it's going to be good, especially with me using it, maybe not, but that's one that I think, like, we've never got to see it in Draft League, really. So I think that's the one to watch, good or bad, just to see how it fares.
Yeah, Darkrai is incredible. People have mentioned someone drafting Darkrai, so I'm glad to know who it was.
Yeah. I'm the fool that took the risk. Like, my reputation's on the line. I've got to prove that this broken thing is broken. Otherwise, it looks like I'm the problem, right? But it should be fun.
No, it's exciting, man. I'm excited to see what you do with it. So based on performances, obviously everyone starts out, with no experience, have to learn the way up. What would you say is a part of your game that you've had to work on to become a better player? Like, one of your weaknesses. We won't talk about strengths, we don't want to give people some cards to work with, but what have you had to work on as a player to get better?
Impulse control. So I used to play in tournaments where I played on a team with people, and obviously I'd go into the game on my own, but I'd prep with people. And one of the guys I used to play with used to tell me, between every turn, get up from the computer or the game, whatever, go walk a lap of your room before you click the button, because I am, like, if I'm in showdown, I'm hammering, like, skip turn, skip turn, skip turn, like, I'm not paying attention, I just click so quick. Yeah, for me, like, learning that impulse control, taking my time, slowing down, like, seeing all the available options is really, really important. I can be a little bit impulsive and click before I've thought, so yeah, that's definitely my biggest weakness I've had to work on.
Oh, that's dope, man. Have you noticed better play since you started doing that then?
Yeah, when I do manage to do it, definitely. But I'm still guilty of slipping into it. In the Pokemon Premier D League in playoffs, I lost the last turn of the game. I just clicked too fast and realized that I clicked the wrong move, and I had a better play to probably win the game. So I'm still guilty of it now. But yeah, definitely, if it's something you're having trouble with, then mentally try and work on it. Try and slow yourself down after each turn. Like, there are little tricks you can do to get you there, but 100% I think it's something could help quite a few people.
No, that's awesome, man. There you go, some tips for those of you watching. Yeah, don't be too quick on the trigger, man.
Yeah.
So for those who are listening that don't know what the name is of the team that you coach, what is the name of that team?
The Cotswold Whimsicots. Whimsicott is my favourite Pokemon to use in Draft League, has been for a couple of generations now, so yeah, I had to make it the mascot.
Okay, awesome, man, awesome. So for those, check out for the matches, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. So we've got some incredible players this season, as I'm sure you're aware. There's been some names that have been mentioned. I'm interested to see if you're going to pick the same people. If you had to pick one person to be a rival this season, who you think, yeah, I'm looking forward to facing them, who would that be?
Addison 100%. She's my daughter, canonically is my daughter, so yeah, I can't let her beat me. Addison and I go way back, so definitely her. Jack, Mountay, there's a ton of people that I respect in this season, but yeah, definitely Addison's the one that I want to beat the most.
Okay. I'd be lying if I said a few people haven't mentioned Addison, so she's on the radar of a lot of people, man.
Yeah, for sure.
If you wasn't in the league, obviously you've got to back yourself, but if you wasn't in the league, I know the answer might be the same, but who would you put your money on to win?
But my bias wants to say Addison because we're such good friends, but trying to remove that bias, I think Jack and Mountay, the two I mentioned, are the two that I'd have my eye on as well. Mountay, I think, is one of the best Draft League players I've ever seen in the Wi-Fi format, so yeah, huge respect for him. And Jack, I think, doesn't get the credit he deserves, so those two I think are big threats.
Yeah, Jack's incredible, man. I haven't had the pleasure of interviewing Mountay, but from what I've spoke with Jack about, I know he does a lot of work, man, on the scene and behind the scene, right? So shout out to Jack. So a question I wanted to ask. I know you said Gen 7 was your favourite meta. Gen 8 was your favourite meta to play in, correct?
Yeah.
With Generation 9, obviously, terrestrialization has changed the game incredibly. 4D chess, like ones you would call it. What's your opinion on Generation 9 with the terrestrialization gimmick? Do you feel like it's changed Draft League a lot, or how do you feel about it?
I don't think it's good at all. I'm one of the most strongly just get rid of terror people you will meet. I think what people are doing this season with lower tier terrors and stuff like that is definitely the best way to do it if you're gonna have it, because at least it's weaker Pokemon abusing it. But I just think the metagame would be so much healthier if it was gone entirely. It's difficult because I understand that viewers enjoy watching these crazy moments, and when something terrestrializes and pops off, it's hype and it's entertaining. I think my personal opinion on this is that we should see more leagues picking one or the other where they say, hey, we want to prioritize content and fun, so we're going to allow terror and just free it up and let everything terror. And other leagues saying, hey, we want to prioritize competitive integrity, and so we're going to ban it completely because it warps the metagame too much. And I think that would be okay to kind of pick a side and say, we're here for fun and we're here for serious competition, and rather than kind of doing what everyone's doing at the minute, is sitting on the fence and not quite sure what to do. So that's my opinion, but I don't know if that's a popular one.
We've had some different diverse opinions when it comes to terrestrialization, of course. I know I've not asked this anyone, so I'll ask it you. I've got 2 more questions left, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
So if you were to be brutally honest about yourself, you've seen the other players, you know how fantastic some of the other players are. Where do you believe that you think is a fair place to put yourself in this season? Where do you think you'll finish?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm hoping that I scrape into playoffs. I think I'm always disappointed if I don't make playoffs, but this generation has been really tough on me. I found it a difficult one to perform in. But yeah, I'll be disappointed if I don't make playoffs. So my goal is definitely just to squeak in last minute under the radar, just slip in there and get a shot at the title. But yeah, I don't think I'll be up there as one of the major competitors, but hopefully a playoff spot's in there at the end of the season for me.
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. That's exciting. Hopefully you get there, and I'll be watching. I'll be watching closely to see where everyone finish up. So the last question, and finally, for those who are watching specifically for you, excited to see your content, what would you like to say to the people who are watching for you?
I'd like to ask them why. Like, why? You got nothing better to do with your time? What are you doing? Stop watching. Stop it. Unsubscribe right now. No, I'm joking. I think this season's going to be really interesting. This season I've got like ideas about the type of videos I want to make, the kind of conversations I want to have. Generally in my videos I tend to try and have a topic going into, more a story that I want to share with people. So yeah, this season I'm looking to mix it up a little bit. So I think it's worth seeing what direction the channel goes in.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate you giving me the time today to ask you some very weird questions. I apologise.
No, not at all. Thank you for talking to me about it. It's actually really nice just to sit down and talk about Draft League again. So yeah, I appreciate it. No,
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, that has been DrSlaking again. Very good luck to you, sir. I'm very excited to see what you can do, and slap some people with that Darkrai, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And for everyone watching right now, you'll see some content below. There's a lot of content being uploaded to Pokemon Premier League this season, so keep an eye out on it. And again, thank you, DrSlaking, for the interview.